say some days you're gonna win. You say some days you're gonna lose. I tell you, I got news for you. You're losing all the time, you never win. No, if you believe that's how it's gonna be, I better put you down. Get up, you take your look, they come down on the ground. You gotta save me now. You better turn around. And I looked around. I was heading down. Oh, somebody throw me down the line.
We have made it. Friday. It's here. And I needed it to be. I hope you guys did too, or if your work week was that great, why don't you just keep on working? We got a great show for all of you today. It's our daily show. CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com and on Roku TV. Thank you for all of you that download that Roku TV app and all of you that tune in each and every day. We got a great show for all of you. Sydney joins us in a couple of minutes. Probably not going to be talking to Village Dispensary today. We'll reschedule. Then at 10:35, we're talking all things Mississippi River Festival, and we're going to keep the morning moving. But at 9:12, here's what you need to know. You can join myself and over 70,000 people that are in the know each and every day of the work weekend on Saturdays with around the Riverbend. The Alton Police Department is currently investigating a shooting on Bell Street. The victims have sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Here's what we know on this. The Alton Police and Fire Departments did respond to a reported shooting on the 3200th block of Bell Street yesterday afternoon. First responders found a victim shot in the leg who was promptly transported by ambulance to a St. Louis hospital. Police Chief Jarrett Ford confirmed the injuries are non-life-threatening and stated the incident appears to be isolated and the victim as was the intended target. The investigation is ongoing and authorities have not released further details. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Alton Police Department at 618-463-3505, extension 624. The Illinois State Police continue their investigation into that tragic crash at the Why Not After School camp in Chatham that took place just a few days ago on the 28th of April. Early indications suggest the driver, Marianne Akers, 44, experienced a medical emergency prior to the vehicle leaving the road and crashing into the camp, resulting in the deaths of 4 children and injuries to 6 others. Toxicology tests for alcohol and controlled substances have returned negative. Akers was uninjured and released from the hospital after evaluation. Authorities are reviewing extensive evidence, including drone footage and vehicle data, and no charges have been filed as the investigation remains ongoing. Support services are being offered to affected families, witnesses, and first responders. During April's Distracted Driving Awareness Month, the Edwardsville Police Department issued a total of 74 citations, including 61 for hands-free law violations and 13 for other offenses. Sergeant Matt Sensi emphasized the primary goal of the enforcement campaign is to save lives by reducing distracted driving incidents, partnering with the Illinois State Police, local law enforcement, and highway safety organizations. The department intensified its efforts to protect motorists from these dangers of distracted driving. The campaign was supported by federal traffic safety funds administered by IDOT, highlighting the ongoing commitment to road safety in the Riverbend. A pickup truck crashed into the lobby of a Hardee's restaurant on Petroff Drive in Caseyville just on April the 30th. Here's what we know. Emergency responders from the French Village Fire Department and Caseyville Police Department quickly arrived at the scene, thankfully. No one was trapped inside the vehicle or building, and no injuries were reported. For safety reasons, the Hardee's was evacuated and is currently closed until repairs are completed. Authorities continue to investigate the cause of the crash, ensuring the safety of the local community, but no injuries reported in that pickup truck crash into the Hardee's lobby. Takes a whole nother meaning to fast food. Foster's Light in the Dark is holding its second annual fundraiser on Sunday, May the 4th at the Edwardsville Moose Lodge to support the creation of a memorial park for those lost to drug overdose and suicide. Founded by Christina Foster Beagle, who lost 3 brothers to suicide and a close friend to overdose, the nonprofit aims to provide a healing space for the community. The event features a chicken dinner with proceeds going to the cause. Foster Beagle emphasized building community connections before launching major fundraisers next year to purchase land for this park. Upcoming candlelight vigils are planned for Overdose Awareness Day and Suicide Prevention Month. You can see that conversation at RiverBender.com/daily show. Mike Parsons, the former Public Works Director for the City of Alton, and Mayor David Goins recently appeared on our show to discuss the city's ongoing infrastructure projects and challenges. Since 2021, Alton has used ARPA funds to improve street maintenance, focusing on major thoroughfares like Bloomer Drive and Union Street. Parsons emphasized the importance of communication between residents, alderpersons, and public works through a work order system. Notable initiatives include the Riverview Wall project and the introduction of a remote-controlled lawnmower for city bluffs or city hills that are too steep. The city is addressing issues like mudslides and that sinkhole at Gordon Moore Park, with plans for flood preparedness and several street improvements underway. Mayor Goins also said that a plan was in place. We'd have more details in the next couple of weeks on that sinkhole at Gordon Moore Park as well. Mayor Goins highlighted a 20-year comprehensive plan guiding growth, zoning, and business attractions. Teamwork, transparency, and strategic planning remain central to Alton's development as the city moves forward into 2026. Finally, in the news today, 3 individuals in Granite City are facing Class 2 felony burglary charges after a series of incidents that span from October 2024 until April of this year. David Miller, 50, Robert Kelly Jr., 43, were charged following an unauthorized entry into a building on Delmar Avenue in late 2024. Kelly and Mary Gentle, 34 years of age, also face charges of burglarizing properties on West 20th and Grand Avenue, while Gentle additionally charged for possession of methamphetamine. All suspects have been granted pretrial release and are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Let's look at weather. I'm telling you what, you walk upstairs in the second floor part of Riverbender where our offices is, man, offices are. Sorry, I do know grammar. It's Miami up there. Right now, down here, we're kind of feeling like Macon, Georgia. It's 62 degrees. It feels like 69 outside, 83 in the studio. Today, some sunshine giving way to clouds with a couple of showers beginning at midday. Tonight, partly cloudy with a shower in spots. Going to be a great night to head up to Troy and be a part of their first Friday's celebration. Hey, air quality right now is at 46, which is good. Mold is low. Ragweed and tree levels are moderate, and the UV index is high. Temperatures are only going to reach 66 degrees today, but boy, it sure don't feel like it. Watch out for that humidity, and it'll drop down to 53 overnight as we head into Saturday. On Saturday, Kentucky Derby Day, a high of 58. Thunderstorms predicted in the morning, and Saturday night, a couple of evening showers, followed by maybe an occasional rain and drizzle later on, but should be a clear afternoon to go bet on some ponies. On Sunday, a high of 60, a low of 48 degrees, rain in the first part of Sunday morning, then that will clear up as we head into Monday. On Party Day, Cinco de Mayo, the 5th day of May, 63 degrees, partly sunny skies and a low temperature of 48. And on Tuesday, we start to warm back up with a high of 73 and a low of 54 degrees. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. 63 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 69 out there. Man, that humidity's up. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, Return Home. You can also stay up to date in real time all the time by downloading the RiverBender.com app, and you'll never miss out. Hey, while I have you, man, I'm yelling today. Let me fill you in on Carver's Barbecue. Listen, you got Mother's Day coming up in just a couple of weeks. You got graduation parties. You got all these things getting planned, and you got your life to live, too. I mean, you still got to prepare for summer vacations and camps and life and you name it. Why stress out over cooking for a large group of people? I keep driving this point home, and I'm going to drive it home until all of you are utilizing Carver's Catering. Why are they not doing it? I mean, think about this. Award-winning barbecue that you don't have to cook for your entire family. Done right, prepared right, it's easy to clean, easy to set out, and everyone's going to be 10 times happier. I mean, I've told you, there was times, the family cooks, it doesn't matter who is in the family that's cooking, you get out of their way. You put the hard hat on, you put your little helmet on, and out the door, because you know that cooking brings on that stress, especially for a large crowd. We started using Carver's Catering, and I'm telling you what, we aren't going back. They have the best spreads when it comes to those gatherings, and it's perfect for any occasion. I mean, we use them for Thanksgiving, Christmas, things like that, but heck, you can use it for anything you'd like, from those graduation parties to Mother's Day events, Father's Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July. You got so much coming down the pipeline, and I highly encourage you to give them a call today, or just stop by over there in Groveland and in Godfrey, and just tell them what you need. 618-467-9999. That's 618-467-9999. And don't forget to tell them that CJ sent you over their way. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with some more Daily Show. Sydney's going to join us. We'll have some fun. First, downtown Alton. It is getting hot in the studio.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Love is what I got, it's within my reach, and the subplot style still straight from Long Beach. It all comes back to you, you're bound to get what you deserve. Try and test that, you're bound to get served. Love's what I got, don't start a riot. You feel it when the dance gets hot. Love is what I got.
Welcome back. 925. It's a Friday. We shouldn't be getting tickets. I'm just going to tell you that now. Like, this is an inside baseball thing, but look at this. I mean, tickets.
So many tickets. Lots of things to do. I'm tired. I don't know about you. It's been a long week.
Yes to all of it. It's been a very long week. And honestly, I did not handle the week the best, to be quite honest with you, because,
Really?
I'll be honest, I drink a little bit too much, but I didn't act like a fool or anything, just, at the house, and then you realize that you can not have to go anywhere, and
right.
then you're tired on Wednesday.
And then, the next day,
Then you're like, man, I think I got a sinus infection. No, you don't.
I did hear you say that on the show a couple of times this week.
Hey, easy.
It's okay. I feel you.
I don't think it was a sinus infection. You went blacksmith. How was you before we talk about that? What made you tired? Just a lot of work?
Just it's one of those days. I don't know about you, but there's just been a lot going on, which is, as we always say, always a good thing, because that means the community has a lot of exciting things happening. But I am sleepy, so I'm excited for the weekend.
Yeah, I am too. I got to go up to Troy for First Fridays, and then coming back, and I'm telling you what, I'm not setting an alarm tomorrow.
Good for you. Sleep in. But okay, for you sleeping in, is that still like 6 a.m. or what is that
So
for you?
It kind of is, yeah. I mean, today I actually slept in until, well, I didn't, because I woke up at 2, and then I stayed up until 5, and then I guess slept in until 7:30.
All right,
but
good for you. Slept in until 7:30. I'm very impressed.
That's really kind of it. I'm a 7:30. I don't want to lose the day.
No, that's fair. But
I don't know what I'm losing, because I don't do anything in the morning.
That's completely fair. I get that. And like on a weekend day, you're just chilling. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, what am I missing out on?
Yeah.
Why don't you just sleep?
You should get more sleep. It's a good suggestion.
It's a conversation I'm having with myself. Are you what's your wake up time on a Saturday?
I'm bad. I can sleep in. So
really, noon?
Yeah, I can, which is awesome and terrible at the same time, because I wake up and I'm like, I'm still exhausted. But it's funny how it works, because you're still got things to do.
Before we talk about blacksmith, you took a fantastic photo. I am getting a lot of love right now on Facebook. I knew it would be a good photo. I didn't see many people take a picture with the sign yet, so I thought I'm going to declare myself the first sign pitcher.
Absolutely. Yeah, CJ took
it
a
happened
picture
today.
with
First.
the Max
Frist. Did I spell that right? I hope so.
I hope so. But no, good for you. No, I'm happy to hear it. It's all the subject. So good for you.
So you went blacksmithing.
I did go blacksmithing, which was kind of a random decision, but
have you ever felt a hankering for blacksmithing before?
No, what happened was I was looking for a Valentine's Day gift to my partner, and I was like, I can't find. I wanted an experience, something different than an item. Everyone has enough stuff. I'm ready for something that could be really fun and exciting. So I did some digging, and there's a lot of really cool things to do around here, for the record. But what I settled on was a blacksmithing class at Craft Alliance.
I love it.
And so shout out to Craft Alliance at the Delmar Loop area in St. Louis, because they're great. But it was a really cool experience. I'll be honest with you. We went blacksmithing, and we made spatulas.
That's cool. Is this what you're hammering on?
Yeah, that's what I'm in the photo. I'm hammering on the handle of the blacksmith of the
spatula. It's down there somewhere, but
yeah.
Oh, well, that's your photo.
Uh-oh.
Where are we at here? There we go.
Scrolling.
Yeah, look at that. So I gotta ask, so there was no conversation beforehand on we've always wanted to go blacksmithing.
No, it was kind of just we're going blacksmithing, and she was very much like, really, are we going blacksmithing? And
so she's not a hands-on, is she a blacksmither?
She's not a blacksmither. No, she's not, but she is she's someone who's down to try things,
That's cool.
And try new things. And so I was like, this is a great experience for us, right? And she was like, I don't know. And so we got there, and it was intimidating at first, I'll be honest with you. And the instructor said, this is going to be really fun. This is what we're going to do. Just a heads up, you might get burned, but probably not. And I was like,
fun.
Oh, God. Yeah, but fun. I was like, oh, God, I hope we don't get burned. That's the last thing we need, is to walk away with burns when I'm already, getting this apprehension over here from her. So I don't need that. So that's how that went, basically.
Well, I always want to try those things. I think it'd be fun to go and take her for a class or do something. But
you should.
Here's the problem. I'm a terrible picker. You know what I'm saying? I know that what I'm gonna go for is.
You think that went over well?
No, but it's an experience that I don't have to live because you're living it for me.
That's true.
Because I'm doing a lot of putting myself in situation into your shoes right now, because it's
really?
I think, oh yeah, Because I think this would be fun. Like, I think that I would have a great time blacksmithing.
It's fun.
I'd hammer the hell out of a spatula any day, but it's, I could just see it now. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be the same. That'd be 100% the same.
Well, it became like a very good like test of our relationship a little bit because we were working in pairs. So that was like, it was a little bit like, here you go, see how you guys do communicating and what have you. And so
it's like going to build IKEA furniture,
right? Which we're also going to be doing soon.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway, yeah. No, it definitely was like, here we go, good luck. And so we, basically she with the tongs. I don't really know the terms, so excuse me for the blacksmiths out there. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Remember when I interviewed that blacksmith and his daughter?
Yeah, that was really cool.
I still think about that guy.
That was a really cool story. So shout out to those guys.
I think tongs are a respectable term.
Tongs.
That's
maybe.
what they look like.
They look like tongs, like salad tongs.
I call them funny scissors.
There you go. So they basically she would take the tongs and take the piece of metal out of the oven, which was very hot, like metal glowing orange, like it's very hot metal, and put it on the anvil thing, and then basically I would hammer it into a shape that was kind of resembling like a spatula handle, and so we did that for like an hour.
No, I'm done. That's why I couldn't be. I was waiting for the time. Like if it was like a 15-minute hammering session, I'm good to go. Like call me John Bunyan or whatever, the guy that whoever swings the darn thing. I could not do that for an hour.
Well, it was like the instructor, we'd be like, we're doing this, we're taking our best chance here, and then he'd come over and be like, oh, do you want me to like even it out a little bit? And we're like, sure, and he would do it in like 4 swings of the hammer to be perfect.
Gotcha.
And we're like, okay, well, there we go.
So, do you swing a hammer pretty physically?
No, here's the thing. We learned early on what we were supposed to do is alternate, but what we learned pretty early on is that I'm not good at like holding things still, so I would be holding it still for her to hammer, and I would just like shake the entire time, and it would like it would not go well. And so eventually she was like, okay, you're gonna hammer. So I would be in charge of hammering, and I was not strong, CJ, and I know this about myself. Like, I know I'm physically not like super strong, but like this really hammered, pun intended, hammered at home because I was like sweaty and like sore afterwards.
I'm just glad because if I can't hold anything still, like everyone always kind of makes fun of me because I mean if you see me like everything will shake.
No, I get
and
that.
they're like look at me like, all right, are you gonna you can't
okay?
drink every night, CJ, what are you doing here? And it's just the way my hand. I could never be a surgeon.
No, absolutely
like
not.
You know how many people would be speaking Latin by the time I got done with brain surgery? I mean, or forgetting math. Like it would be
forgetting math. No, I'm with you on that. I'm like such a shaky person for whatever reason, and that was unfortunate.
God
I'm
dang
sorry
it.
about that.
And it's pink.
And it's a white shirt. Wow.
Oh, man.
Good catch.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry about that. Well, anyway.
Gotta go home and change. And I gotta leave even earlier.
I'm sorry about that. No one, Troy won't be mad at you.
I'm excited to see Dawn up there, though. I mean,
yeah, I listened to your interview.
I gotta take a picture, so I can't with
you
Dawn.
You might have to change, yeah.
I don't want to disrespect her like that. I gotta put on a clean pullover.
You gotta let her know, yeah. But it's okay. That'll be fine.
I have a drinking problem. It's the airplane joke because I missed my mouth with the can. Don't you think anything other than that? But
everyone, calm down.
Calm down here. You aren't telling me something I don't know. No. But I mean, I think it would be really fun though because I mean, obviously, I'm not somebody that I'm someone that thinks it's a good idea until I'm there.
Right.
So I don't know if that's like what was going on. I just like to me, I'd be like, oh my God, this is so much fun. Yeah. And then that's how I am with concerts too. Like I'll buy tickets to a show and be so excited for months. Then the day of,
I'm tired.
Do we have to go to this?
No,
I don't know if you're like that. That's just me.
A little bit, but I'm also very like, I have this mindset about things where I'm like, this is just gonna be fun, and you just have to like, I think you just have to force yourself to think that way sometimes. Yeah. So I have kind of like convinced myself for most things. I'm like, this is just gonna be fun, and so I went, and blacksmithing was like, don't get me wrong, it was a lot of fun. Like it was just hard too, but it was like a very fun time and a very unique experience experience, and I don't regret going at all. It was super good time.
Does she regret going?
I don't know. I don't know if she enjoyed it, but I had fun, and so it was a botched Valentine's Day gift, but we got 2 spatulas out of it.
Oh, wow. So if one breaks, you got one.
We got one. We're ready to go. So.
you know, honestly...
I haven't used them yet.
Do you paint them? Like, what's the end result look like?
So it's interesting. So you have your stick of metal. That's how we started. And then we hammered that down a little bit. So one end was a little flatter than the other.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other end we hammered and we twisted until it became like a handle, which was really
What type of handle you make? Like just a normal one, or did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know if you tried to like add a hook onto it.
It does have like a little
Yeah,
swirl.
there you
It's
go.
very
Okay,
cool. It's very
I'm
cool.
proud of you.
Thank you. And yeah, so we did that, and then what we did is then the instructor helped us on this. I'll be honest with you, he helped us out. But we took a piece of copper and we had had 2 bolts. I don't know. I don't really know how it works, but we had 2 bolts or screws or something like that, and we hammered and connected that, and then sanded it down on a belt, and
wow.
It was sparks were flying. So that was exciting.
Did you have a little mask on?
No, we just went for it. We had glasses. So
Oh,
that's good. But we just kind of were like
a little steampunk era thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I don't really know. I'm not an expert here. Clearly, I couldn't recreate it, but we did it, and we have 2 spatulas now that are probably honestly not going to use them. They're probably just going to be decoration.
No, you got to use one. You have got to use one.
That's fair.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you're already putting in all this effort because then you went to Glow Bingo after you sweat it all out.
That's very true. It was the same day.
You had a busy day that day.
It was a busy day.
Well, I gotta ask you because this is like, oh man. I mean, this line I connected with. I am not having fun right now. Half joke, whispered.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we have all experienced that in some way. So you internally cringe because you're like, son of a gun.
Well, I don't know if you've ever experienced that where your partner says that to you about something you've planned. But
not during the, I mean, past ones, yeah, and then it's a nightmare, and then just not fun. But now, no, it's been I've been picking pretty good.
Good for you. Well, shout out.
Pretty good. I've been on a roll.
Give me your tips, I guess, because I'm
credit card. No,
but no, she was like halfway through. She's like, I'm not really. It was really at the beginning. She's like, I'm not really having fun yet, and I was like, okay, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna turn it around. It's gonna, and I go into all these things right where I'm like, I'm gonna have fun. So I'm like, I'm having a great time. Like, we're going to have fun.
So were you trying to convince her or you, Sydney, that blacksmithing was fun, okay?
I was convincing both of us
that
we were having
this
a good
is
time.
a good one.
But it was, and don't get me wrong, like, I don't want to say anything against this place, because this place was
awesome.
awesome.
It seems like they knew what they were doing.
They knew what they were doing. It was very cool. It was us and another couple, and the other couple was in the same boat where we were just trying our best and having fun and kind of teasing each other. And you know what? And at the end of the day, we got 2 spatulas and we had a good experience, and that's what it's all about. So it was fun at the end, but it was definitely it was a journey. It was a journey.
So I got to ask you before we take our break: was there a moment of elevation in the partnership on the spatula making? Like, what was
where we got it?
Like, no, on the other side of that, like where like you're saying, move that way, and she's like, if you tell me that one more time, I am.
So
did that happen?
I
gotta ask.
So we got to a point where we were hammering, and I was like, can you move it that way? And she moved it the wrong way, and I was like, can you move it the other way? And then she did that, and then I was like hammering, and she's like, yeah, that's perfect. And I was like, great, oh my gosh, perfect. And I kept going, and she's like, okay, that's perfect. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm doing good. And then I kept going, and she's like, perfect means stop. And I'm like, oh God, okay, since when? Because that sounds like praise to me. That sounds like that's keep going. But yeah, so apparently I got it wrong, but it's okay. We got the end. We got a spatula.
So, well, all I know is that we need to take a perfect real quick.
Yeah.
Stop.
There we go.
See, I'm learning.
There we go.
We're gonna take a quick perfect at 9:39, and we'll come back. We'll come back with more Daily Show as Sydney's relationship survived blacksmithing.
Yeah, we made it. So
more in a bit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nicello on RiverBender.com.
Yeah, I had to walk a mile in his shoes. Saying you really might know what it's like to sing the blues. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like.
Sorry, just chatting it away. 943, a little bit of change. You know, I just want to point out that I am going to declare myself the first person to take a picture in front of the sign.
You did good. It
was
a good idea.
I think it is the first.
It was a good idea, and you're setting the stage now, literally.
Literally. I mean, follow that.
No one else can match you. You did it.
I had a great photographer, really brought out my eyes, and it was just fantastic the entire
it's all
time.
The subject. It's
oh,
the
well, thank you. So perfect doesn't mean stop. But so I got to ask you, like, did you do anything on the way home? Like, did you need to like kind of cool it after Black?
Yeah, we got lunch afterwards, and we were like, you know what? This was a good time, right? Right? And she's like, yeah, this was fun. So that was good. We ended on a positive note, so that's great.
I heard you're taking her back.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We gotta see. We gotta see what happens. I am planning to go back to this Craft Alliance place because they have other classes for like pottery and glass blowing and that kind of thing, and I've always wanted to do that stuff. So I'm like, I'm down for it. So I'm going back.
That's really cool. So not going on Forged in Fire anytime
Probably
soon.
not.
That's the TV show.
Yes.
And you know, I mean, you're right though, because to me, I think I would be one that would go in there like looking at the guy hammering the spatula 4 times and going, that's me. Like, oh, this is going to be a fun day in the office. And then here I am about ready to lose my mind. I'm telling you what, there's a reason that I don't put furniture or anything together with like we got the couch in there the other day and
so that worked out in the end. You got that.
Poor John. I mean, I just have to be told no to myself. Like I don't take no for an answer or failure. I have to lose personally. Like I can't lose secondhand. So when I'm on the phone and I'm camping and all that, and I'm like, F this, I'm going to do this. No, it did not work.
Well,
but
you tried, though.
It wasn't the fact of getting the couch in. It was putting the damn legs on the couch. Okay, like I cannot do instructions. I don't do put together things because I will be on the local news. It freaks me out. It stresses me out. It literally annoys me to no end.
I get that.
And my neighborhood, the entire zip code, and then Godfrey's zip code can hear me whenever I start yelling. This damn leg was not getting screwed in. I mean, I took a power drill to this. I literally tried to even like pre-drill the hole, and it wasn't moving. And I'm like, "What? Is there a steel plate in this couch?
Yeah.
Who's sitting here? The president? Why do we need a steel plate here? Why? You literally told me to put the darn thing right there."
Yeah, right?
And so I like to do things like that on my own when no one's in the house
That's
because you don't
smart.
want to scare anybody. You know?
Yeah, you want everything to stay cool, stay chill. No, good for you for making that work because I'm not handy. I've learned this about myself over the years. This was really a good decision or a good test to me to realize I am not a handy person. So, it just is a good reminder to be humbled every now and then.
Well, yeah. And it's one of those where it's good to just recognize,
right.
this is why they have professionals out there.
Literally, yeah. I'm hoping. So I'm moving soon. So I'm hoping that I will
When is
mostly
that?
get
That's
that
like-
delivered. That's like very soon.
Like end of the month soon?
2 weeks, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
what I thought.
that's
It was
wild,
before
yeah.
June.
Yeah, so that'll be happening soon. So anyway, I'm hoping that when the people deliver it, hopefully, first of all, we get it in the door, which I'm concerned about that. And second of all, hopefully it's mostly put together when it's all said and done.
Did you buy new?
Yeah. So
Oh, wow.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
Where'd you go?
We went to Ashley Furniture, so.
Did you go to the outlet or Ashley?
Oh, what's the difference?
So the one in Piesaw Center, that's a Home Sweet Home Furnishings. They're like an outlet, so you can get some good deals over there. That's where I went.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Good to know.
But again, you got to measure the couch and the width.
Yeah.
Because they tell you that everything's 32. John figured out that that's not even close to being accurate. It's actually like you can find some that'll get through a door.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So
I'm telling you, I'll learn too.
I'm hoping for the best. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, it definitely is like we're just hoping. I'm not a handy person, it has turned out. So what are you going to do?
Well, see, I am when I'm focused, but
Good
I
for
lose
you.
focus so fast. Like the moment there's a minor, and I mean as minor as me dropping the screw inconvenience,
Yeah.
all off.
Really?
All
You're
off.
done.
It's got to be perfect weather conditions for me to get something done. And I mean, it's got to be.
Yeah, well, I'm impressed that you get anything done with like that, honestly. Just handling it. Like, honestly, genuinely, like, shout out to you for just getting things handled. Because I am not a handy person. I don't know what I'm doing. So it's going to be a test of that as well.
Well, it's going to be fun for my buddy. I'm going to have to call him. I decided to get the fence for Nico and all that. I just get it all done at the same time. And that way
take
there's
it care
no,
of.
at the end of the year, oh man, we got to get this done or that done. It's just done. So I got to get this fence done. And I'm like, well, I can do this. So I talked to John. He's got a little, not a PhD, post hole digger, but that's what I got a PhD.
I like it, yeah.
But it's
Very good.
Anyway. Instead of using that like an actual like kind of bore, drill that sucker, a motorized post hole digger. And then I'm going to call my buddy over and say I got a 24 and then I got a 5th. Let's go ahead and get this
There
sucker
you
knocked
go.
out, and then I got a storage shed to build. And the storage shed I think is going to be the death of me just looking at it right now.
That sounds hard.
Well,
I don't know.
it's one of those that's going to be an inconvenience.
Yeah.
Where I feel like getting the first like 2 panels or whatever going is going to be a nightmare, and then I'm going to be screaming. There might be
Yeah.
a panel that flies through my neighbor's home. I don't know. I
That's
mean,
rough.
there's no telling what happens when I start putting things together. Have you ever seen Trailer Park Boys?
It's been a long time. But
I'm like Ricky. I throw things. I just like no matter what, it's getting heave-hoed.
that's
for
fair.
good or bad.
That's completely fair, though. I'm impressed that you're doing it by yourself, so shout out to you for doing that.
Well, I'm not. I'm going to be more of a union supervisor.
That's the way to do it, is to get everyone involved. That's how I feel about moving. I'm like, no, everyone's going to get involved.
Yeah, no, if it's a problem,
group
it's a group
thing.
effort.
Yeah, we're doing it together. So, no, but good for you for, like, mostly doing it by yourself, because that's, like, way over my head.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I encourage people to not drive by that section of Alton for the weekend that we decide to do this.
It's going to turn out so
It
nice
is.
when it's all said
and the
done.
dog's going to be happy,
Yeah.
and all of that good stuff. So it'll be good.
It's gonna be like a nice little house situation.
little home.
Yeah, a little home.
Little
yeah,
home.
That's very sweet. I'm excited
But
for
no,
you.
it'll be cool. It's looking. My flowers are looking good.
Good for you, yeah.
I won at Max. Remember? Did I tell you that?
No, I don't know.
I went into Max with $20 and did okay, and went to Home Depot right afterwards and got some good looking plants,
for
some good
you.
plantage.
Yeah, and that's a nice situation. It's a good time for that.
It is. So anyway, how's your weekend looking? What are you doing?
Good. Nothing too wild, I'll be honest with
No
you.
blacksmithing?
Which is fine. No blacksmithing this time. No, which is kind of disappointing because that's always fun. But no, this time, just a pretty chill weekend. What about you?
I am going to, it's going to be a relaxing one because the last couple have just been kind of moving.
Busy,
Yeah. So going to go up to Troy today and get back down to the house tonight. And I think we're just going to relax for the next couple of days.
Good for you.
Go into Max, of course, but I'm not going to get sloshed tomorrow. I'm really not. I just can't.
Do you are you into the races and stuff?
Not the races, no. I'm into this setting,
That's fair, yeah.
I used to bet on the horses and stuff whenever I turned 18 just because that was what you could
gotta
do.
try it, yeah.
Well, and I mean, I would sit there and study. I've won a couple of trifectas and things, and I don't like betting on the Kentucky Derby because I'll be honest with you, last year I was having too much fun and I couldn't even tell you where my ticket was or what horse I picked. So that's why it's like, at least you don't have to worry about, in case you did pick the winner and you put on the 200, into 1 odds and I don't know. Probably
That's
won't.
fair.
Maybe I will. Maybe I
never know.
will.
You
Just
never know.
just because
Pay
of
for
the new
that shed.
guitar.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Pay for the shit. Just because of the new guitar, I might have to go ahead and.
That's good. Yeah, you got.
Are you going to be betting on the Derby?
Probably not. I'm not a better. I know. I'm so lame, but I'm not a gambler. But no, I am curious to see. I like seeing the horses' names, the ones that win. So that's good.
Have you ever heard of the horse with no name?
No.
The song.
There we go. Again, right over my head. There we go.
I only know the song because that's what Ray and I had to open the show with. It was like
really?
doom doom da doom da doom. St. Louis in the know with Ray Hartman. That's how it started.
That's catchy. I like that. I do like that. You need that vibe.
All right, Sydney. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bottom moral of the story: blacksmithing, good, but probably a different class in the future.
Maybe know your person before you make a choice like that.
I think I'm going to go blacksmithing. I think we're just going to go ahead and sign us up too.
Yeah, you should.
That would
You
be
let me
fun. That
know.
would be a good vlog, like to compare notes. Like
That would be funny. See what happens.
That actually
Yeah.
would be kind of
there
fun.
you go. You let me know how it goes.
I think I'm going to do it.
Yeah, you should. Sorry in advance to your girlfriend. No, it's very fun. Very cool.
It totally will be. What are you writing about for Blog Talk next week? We're back to normal.
I don't know. For a while I knew, and it was great, and now we're back to anything could happen. So I don't know what's going to happen for the next couple of days.
All I know what's going to happen is that you guys are all going to get down to Max and take that picture of that guitar because of Sydney and my work today.
You did good. You did good.
We had a great showing and good Blog Talk. We'll come back with a little bit more daily show. We're going to be talking with Nick and Zach over there at the Mississippi River Festival and getting some details on their lineup and all that fun stuff coming down the pipeline. You stay there. I'll stay here. I got to wake up on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
no matter the season. Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
You're listening to RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. 10:05, a little bit of change on this first day of May. Back with Christina Foster. Foster's Light in the Dark. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Here, let me pull that microphone over closer to you. So, we've talked, what was it, a year ago?
Yeah.
And how has everything been since that year?
A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff.
Well, fill me in on it, because I've seen your name popping up in Foster's Light in the Dark and various, posts and just different media, and it seems like you really have been rocking and rolling this year.
Yeah, it's only by the grace of God. But, yeah. So after we had our last fundraiser last year, we raised enough money to start a website.
Really cool.
Yes. We have a memorial wall now for suicide and drug overdose victims, but we also held a candlelight vigil at Russell Commons Park on August 31st. We memorialized over 100 people.
Wow.
And we had 200 years of clean time show up and leave the community with that hope shot that we do recover.
That's honestly incredible. And I'm on your website now, and if folks are interested to look at that memorial wall, it's available, or to, submit their own entries too. And it's really, eye-opening to see how many, different aspects of life those folks, came from too, that are on that wall.
And, the sad part is we don't think about how our addiction affects the people around us until we had to memorialize a baby.
Oh.
I guess the baby was if I'm not mistaken, 16 months old. And because, they had gotten a hold of a bag, or they had touched something that had fentanyl on it and they died. That is an indirect death of our decisions. And that, was hard for me. It really was. But that opened my eyes to have a place in our memorial park for people that weren't addicts, that did lose their life to, drugs.
That's such an interesting component of that too, and really, it's a nice addition that you've made to that wall, and really just something I couldn't imagine being a part of and being present at too. That's got to be so tough.
Yeah, I mean, we got to remember that our decisions has a ripple effect, good or bad. But yeah, it was really. Oh man, it was earth-shattering for me to have that realization that there are kids out there that have died because of indirect result of our decision.
100%. And, it seems like, too, and like I said, this website you guys have is really nice. And you guys can find it at fosterslightinthedark.org. That's fosterslightinthedark.org. They are really liking Centerstone today. It keeps changing it back over. Fosterslightinthedark.org, and really just a great way to get involved as well, and to support and to volunteer too.
Yes, of course.
Well, and now you have a couple of other events. We're going to start talking about the chicken dinner fundraiser here in a second, but you already have your summer pretty much planned out. August 31st, you're going to be taking part of Overdose Awareness Day again at Russell Commons Park, just right down the road.
Yes, we are on the International Drug Overdose Awareness event page. So our event is already posted there. Last year, we had people that came from all over because they found our event. They wanted to do something to honor their loved one that was lost, and they showed up. And after we went through the names on the list that we had the mic open, and they were able to come up and say names. Yes, we are having that, and it's going to be a little longer this year. It's going to be from 4 to 8.
Good.
And we're going to have Chief Ford from the Alton Police Department is going to come speak. We're going to also team up with Williams Family dove release.
They're
and we're
great
going to
people.
release doves this year.
Really cool.
Yes.
He's a great guy, by the way.
I know. I met them. They are so good. Such good people. Really good.
Well, and I like too, I mean, that you're really, you know, taking all aspects of this too whenever you're looking into this event and you're putting this on. And because, you know, so many times I think as, you know, public, we might not know that individual if something happens, and, you know, we don't realize the world that was around them and, you know, their families and loved ones. And I could only imagine that that's a great opportunity for folks that maybe felt like, not like they couldn't, but maybe awkward about, you know, doing something, to have a place where everyone comes together to do it. That's pretty special.
Yeah, it was really moving. The interesting part was we had reached out and tried to get the bridge to light purple. And the city of Alton said yes, but the Illinois Department of Transportation said no. But it was Memorial Weekend, so they lit the bridge red, white, and blue. But at the end of our candlelight, the sky was purple.
Oh,
and
wow.
we got pictures. God showed up and said, "I trump your no." It was amazing. It was so spiritual. Like, you could really tell that it was a good thing. It was a good healing moment for them.
100%. And another, you know, healing moment will be the Suicide Prevention Awareness Month event, which is again down at that same location in 4 to 8 p.m. on September the 13th. Now, take me through this. What can we expect?
Okay, this is going to be a really good one for me because this is our first suicide. Last year, everything was just chaotic. We were trying to put together our very first candlelight. This year, my family's going to show up and memorialize my three brothers in a positive way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we're also going to team up with Williams Dove Release on that event as well. We are having Dave Glover from KMOX is going to come speak. He lost a brother. We're going to have music because my first brother, actually today is his birthday.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday.
Timmy. Yeah. And so we're going to have, at his funeral, they played acoustic Stairway to Heaven. It's the most beautiful, you know, they didn't sing. It was in a church. It was beautiful. We're going to have somebody from Springfield come play that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, and I know that last time we talked, you know, and hearing your story, you know, whenever we initially had our conversation, to hear that full circle moment and to know that you're able to finally have that positive memorialization, that's got to be huge for you and your family.
It is. It is. You know, because I got to remember that they're grieving too. And if they could just, they've never been a part of Foster's Light in the Dark. And if they can, they're actually going to get to see what it's about. I know I'm going to cry. The healing.
Well, and I honestly, you know, for your journey too, Christina, because I mean, you've done a lot to get to yourself, you know, into the point that you're at now, you know, and it's a lot of hard work and a lot of faith and a lot of, you know, just, you know,
recovery program, working steps.
And you've to be, you know, at this point now though, no, I'd be crying too, because I mean, you've really put in that work and it's been a long journey for you, and to have your family around to kind of see the work that you're doing and that end result, that's got to be something that you can't put a price tag on.
No. And I just want them to know that through my brother's death, that this beautiful thing has been created, and we can help others. Just the biggest thing for me has been to lay it down and not blame myself anymore for them dying. That because of my recovery program and the life that I live today, I'm able to be able to realize that it wasn't my fault, that my brothers are in heaven not wanting me to carry that. And I really hope they get that freedom that I have. I mean, does it bother me? Well, yeah, because I'm human, but I don't have to be like, oh, if I would have done this, they would have lived, you know.
Right.
I get to put that down and realize that, you know, I've been there where they were, and it was a decision made in the heat of the moment, you know.
Well, and honestly, you know, so many people too, you know, always have that, you know, cross to bear, and it seems like it's such a healthy way for you to realize that, and I hope it really does go that same way for their family.
I really do too. I hope if the community can see that, you know, our loved ones, yeah, they died, but they're on the other side wanting us to live a life that they never got to.
Right.
And that's how we can memorialize them.
Well, and honestly, I just think it's such a great thing to do. And really for so many people that have gone down that, path or know of someone or have that family member, it's a great day on Overdose Awareness Day as well, the 31st, but also for suicide prevention and the ones that, did have that, circumstance. It's a great way to be a part of this and really in a group that's known, without knowing each other, if that makes sense.
Right. And we in 2024 and 2025, it's all about building connections with the community, like the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Glow for Hope does their things. We're building these connections with Centerstone and Amare and Sacred Spaces of Care and all these. We're building good alliances because in 2026, that's when we want to set into fundraisers to raise the money for the land.
Yeah.
But without it, we got to do it together. We can't do it on our own.
No.
We got to come together.
Well, and just like, for so many of these things that we're talking about today, like addiction and mental health awareness and you can't do it alone either. You need a team around you. And it's really, it really does kind of showcase what you guys are all about too. And before we take our break and come back with Christina in the studio, you have a chance to support all of this by being a part of the Chicken Dinner fundraiser. And we're going to come back and talk all about that. But I wanted to start with those two bigger ones first. So that way the public had a chance to really see what you're doing this year, because you're putting in the work. And every time I hear your story, it's really inspiring. And thank you so much for always doing that too.
I appreciate you. I can't do it without my board either. They're amazing.
There you go. Always good to get the board members.
Yes.
We'll take a quick break. On Sunday, May the 4th, we'll come back and talk about this one. The Chicken Dinner fundraiser, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Moose Lodge in Edwardsville. That's 7371 Marine Road. I know that address so much, and I've never been to that building. We'll come back with more after this.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
no matter the season. Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hey, that's why they call me.
10:18, welcome back to this first day. I'm telling you, they really like Centerstone today. Welcome back to this first day of May. Back with Christina Foster, Foster's Light in the Dark, their second annual chicken dinner fundraiser coming down the pipeline in just couple of days. We're here. We're in May, and you're getting closer and closer to your Overdose Awareness Day event and the Suicide Prevention Awareness Month event as well. And you guys can support that by being a part of this fundraiser. It's really nice. I mean, $14 per adult, $7 for kids 12 and under, and it includes fried chicken, the mashed potatoes and gravy, your green beans, and corn and salad. Man, you're giving them the whole kitchen sink.
They are.
Well, so how does this work? You guys going to be on hand that day too, or?
Yeah, we will help serve the food, and we will help clean up. We'll set up the tables, and we get a portion of the proceeds for the dinner. But then we have people donate and baked goods, and we get 100% of that.
Wow.
And then we just have, you don't have to eat in, you can carry out. And yeah, that's just a good way for everybody to come together, learn about our mission and what we're about, and, get together and eat some good food.
There you go. Is their food pretty good?
Oh, it's amazing.
Now, how'd the first year go?
It went really well. They said that other than a child, fundraiser that we brought in the most people, our recovery family shows up in a big way.
I love it. That's awesome.
And with that money, we were able to put together the website.
That's really cool. And that's what I think it's so cool, though, is folks can actually see how they're directly supporting this and really affecting you guys in a great way.
Yes.
Well, and now this year with the funds, what are some of these funds going to go to?
Well, this year we're going to use that to help with the other events, but we're also right now trying to put together sponsor packets so we can get people to sponsor our candlelight vigils, so we can make shirts, and have memorabilia for them to remember this by.
This is really cool. And I also like on your website, too, just because I was going through the support option, which you guys can see by going to fosterslightinthedark.org, is the fact that you guys have all these resources, too, on your website for folks that, I'm guaranteeing you 90% of the people clicking on your website won't know all of them.
Right. Yeah, and those are the people that we partner up with.
I love it.
Yeah, and me being in recovery, my journey's different than everybody else's, but these are other avenues. We all go down our own avenue.
Well, and see, that's why I think your organization's doing so many great things, is because, you're lived experience. And yes. I think that, with your board, how many are on your board, by the way?
There's 5 of us.
Oh, wow.
And 4 of us are recovering addicts.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 of us, and 5 of us have experienced a suicide.
Wow.
And all of us know somebody that has died from drug overdose.
Well, and see, I think, it's one of those things where I hate to hear that, obviously, yes, because we never want to hear of anyone's, untimely death for any circumstance. But it's really good to know that, the things that you're doing are all from, truly, because you can't really understand it unless you live it. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
I think it really showcases with how well that you're really, weaving with these different organizations and what your mission truly is.
Right. Like my sister-in-law, this is healing for her. She, of course, isn't an addict, but her husband died by suicide.
Right.
So she has that lived experience from a wife's point of view.
Right.
And she can help people, and that in the end, once we get the park up, which is later on down the road, I would also like to start something for people that are grieving, mm-hmm, and how to help them let go.
Right. And that's, I think, so important too, because you know, like I said, you to have these events where you can really be around people that truly are going through similar things, not because it's never the same,
No.
but it's always somewhat similar, you know, in some circumstance that you can connect with in some way, shape, or form that you're never going to connect with to anybody else, truly, you know. And whenever you hold these events, what are some of your takeaways just by, you know, seeing the crowd, seeing the families, hearing their testimonials? What are the takeaways from it?
Well, this last one, the very first one, you know, because of course I'm an addict, so my thinking is you should have said this, you should have did this. You know, I'm seeing what I should have done. So my takeaway, it was beautiful because I had so many people coming up and hugging me after saying, thank you for not forgetting our loved one. Thank you for holding this event. It was healing. I got to memorialize them in a positive way rather than, you know, so like to me, it was like, wow, it is helping people.
Right.
You know, and it, you know, because I try to run on God's will, not mine. And he just showed up in a major way and lined everything out perfectly. Even though I was going through it and not really knowing what I was doing, it all came together.
Right. Well, and I think too, it's really great to see how well it's grown because I mean, this mission, I mean, there's nothing that's more personally close to somebody than you and your organization's mission.
Right.
And to see, I mean, in just a year since talking to you though, the growth that you're experiencing and then just seeing the collaboration, I mean, you definitely have somebody on your side. That's for sure.
And it's amazing because my board, like, they are just like all in, and like you got to have that. We got to come together, and then it shows the love in the community, how we try to bring everybody together and do this together.
Right on. And you know, going forward, we're going to wrap up talking about your fundraiser again. But going forward, what should the public know just about the next, you know, couple of months for Foster's Light in the Dark, and how can we support you?
You could support us by like sharing our events on Facebook or word of mouth or showing up, or like if you really have a loved one that you just want to come memorialize, you don't have to put their name out there. Just come light a candle in silence.
Right.
But as long as, you know, we're being supported by the community with open arms like we have been, we can continue to grow.
100%. And Christina, before I let you go, fill me in on this chicken dinner fundraiser. What time do we show up? Can we place orders ahead of time?
Yeah. What you could do is 11 to 3, we will be there. And you can show up and get a dinner, or you can call in and place a dinner and have carry out. And yeah, we get part of the proceeds. And if you have any donations for desserts, bring them before 11. We'll put them on the table, and there's not going to be a set, just any donation, you can get anything.
Really cool.
You know, we're not trying to just, you know, nobody's turned away.
I love it.
You know.
And what time? 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.?
Yes.
And that's over there at the Edwardsville Moose Lodge. That's 7371 Marine Road in Edwardsville. $14 for adults, $7 for children that are 12 and under. And this all goes back to Foster's Light in the Dark. And Christina, as always, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me again.
Oh, never a problem. You're welcome anytime to come back on and fill us in a little bit more.
That.
We'll take a quick break. We're going to come back and with a little bit of a tape conversation. Then we'll go into Ameren, Illinois on this first day of May. It's Thursday. We are almost here. We're almost here. We're almost here, and we'll be back with more after this.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project. big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh-made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. OSFOnCall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nicello on RiverBender.com.
Taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man.
Welcome back. 10:20 on the nose. A little bit of change, maybe. Who can tell? Hey, while I have you, though, before we talk all things Mississippi River Festival, wanted to fill you in really quick on some of the work that the American Cancer Society and OSF Healthcare are putting on this year. Coming down the pipeline on Saturday, June the 7th at the Rox Arena. That's over at Roxana Community Park. It's going to be the new format for Relay for Life, and wanted to fill you in on this. It'll be a Relay for Life Survivor and Team Dinner with the theme Relay for a Cure, and a shift from the traditional format, which features the fundraising tents and continuous walking. This year's event will focus on special Survivor and Team Dinner event, followed by a Luminaria remembrance ceremony. The format invites the community to come together in a refurbished and inspiring way to honor cancer survivors, support caregivers, and celebrate the commitment of relay teams and participants. The event will begin at 6 p.m. It'll run until 9 p.m. That's that Survivor and Team Dinner. The dinner program will feature Survivor and caregiver stories, a catered dinner sponsored by Hawaiian Bros, and a few activities as well. The Survivor and Team Dinner, it's free for survivors and one guest, as well as relay participants and team members who have raised at least $100 per person. Additional guests may attend with a suggested donation of $10 a person. Space is limited, and RSVPs are required by May 23rd by contacting Sherry Carroll at 618-407-7246. So at 9 p.m., though, the event will transition into that remembrance ceremony, which is free and open to the public. You can join with other community members to celebrate the annual American Cancer Society Relay for Life of Riverbend, presented by OSF Healthcare in 2025 to raise funds and awareness in the effort to help end cancer as we know it for everyone. Money raised will help the American Cancer Society provide free information and support for people facing the disease today, and fund cancer research that will help protect future generations. Wanted just to fill you in on that because OSF is such a great community partner, and we love having them on the show. They join us more than twice a month, and we get the latest from everything that they're, about. And OSF Healthcare is really supporting us every step of the way, and I think that's so vital to talk about. OSF is obviously a partner of our daily show, and they help keep my lights on, but they also help us keep our, internal lights on, our health in check, and I think that's so important. From the moment you arrive to the moment you leave, and even beyond that, their commitment to care doesn't stop with treatments. It extends with financial assistance, navigating medical records, which can be so difficult, dining options, and even finding places to stay if you're here for an extended period of time, with services ranging, of course, from women's health to orthopedics to urgent care and gastroenterology. OSF Healthcare ensures your hospital experience and your overall health experience is seamless, stress-free, and tailor-made for the care that you need most. Visit osfhealthcare.org today, and remember to tell them that CJ sent you on over there. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with Nick and the Mississippi River Festival. I'm excited to learn more about the event this year and see how this sucker continues to grow. More Daily Show, but first to check in downtown Alton, and let's look at the Clark Bridge.
From the corner of my girlfriend's four-post bed, I know it's not mine, and I know she thinks she loves me, but I never can believe what she said.
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
They said you're so good. They couldn't see, they just didn't understand. And looking in the mirror.
Welcome back. 10:28, little bit of change. It is wild to think that, blink of an eye, and we're going to be at the end of June, man.
Yeah.
Nick joins us in the studio. Mississippi River Festival back for round 2 and then some, man. A 2-dayer this year.
Yeah, it's quite the expansion, and it's what we wanted to do. We want to prove concept last year and expand and do something really cool. So 2 days this year is I'm over the moon. It's incredible.
Well, it's really cool though, man. It just adds to that riverfront experience.
Sure.
And even last year, popping in for about an hour or so and just seeing everyone just coming together and just enjoying life. It was a really just picturesque setting for you guys and really a great way to kind of kick this off and one that you can really build on.
Absolutely, yeah. The last year was incredible.
Yeah,
and lots of hurdles that we had to work through, even just to get it
get
it on. So this year with a lot more time and a year of experience under our belt, it was like, okay, what can we do to grow this thing in a healthy way, and expanding into a multi-day model was kind of the next move. And so we're pumped about it.
Is that easier for setup and production purposes when you have that extra day, or does it cause some more issues?
No, it's about the same. It's a bit of a cost saving thing.
That's what I was going to ask you. Yeah,
you get to you only got to set up and tear down once, which is great. So the logistics of a 2-day thing become a lot more involved, especially with more bands and things like that. Security overnight, things like that. But yeah, it's hopefully weather cooperates and everything will be cool, and having everything set up for 2 days down there should be pretty smooth.
Well, June 27th and June 28th, you got some great names coming in from Ben Rector to Blackberry Smoke on Saturday, Wilder Woods on Friday, Alan Stone, and so many others. What were you looking at when you're going through and picking a lineup out? Because you aren't like I guess a booker that we've come to know, where it's just kind of, okay, this all sounds good. You pick your hand up and you smack it down and we're good to go. You guys really do fine tune your lineup.
Yeah, so curation's really important.
Yeah.
One of the things that the original festival was did so brilliantly and kind of set the standard for was just looking at music, arts, and culture as a whole and making sure that there's something for everybody. Last year was a pretty rock and roll heavy lineup, which is cool, and I think everyone digs it. This year we wanted to kind of get more into country, Americana, singer-songwriter, blues. There's even a lot of soul music on the lineup this year.
I like that a lot.
And so just having, something where, okay, Friday night, this may be for me or for someone, and then, on Saturday night, maybe, for someone else. But there's also enough continuity and just good music that I think people could dig both nights too if they want.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Even if you're just a music lover, and just want to go and have a nice playlist on a Friday night, and Saturday, there's no better venue.
Totally.
Grab a lawn seat and call it a day.
Yeah, and the other thing too about curating a great lineup is there's kind of this sweet spot where it's obviously names like Blackberry Smoke has been around for 20 plus years. They have this amazing fan base and have proven themselves. But I also we've toured with those guys a few times. I've seen them. I know that they're at the peak of their musicianship right now. But a guy like Alan Stone, for example, he's kind of on this trajectory where I think the best. I mean, the stuff he's doing is incredible, but the best is still yet to come. And so just finding these artists that are right in that sweet spot where it's man, if you haven't heard this person, you need to listen to them now. And so being able to put, a 13 plus band lineup together of across the board, anyone you go and see, I think you're going to have your musical socks knocked off. And it's incredible. There's not a weak moment in the lineup.
I'm obviously not an expert on this, but it also seems like it would be a great way for you guys to network and market your event without doing it in a forced way. I mean, this is a real organic way when you're having, these guys like an Alan Stone who, maybe next year or the next couple of months, you never know how this goes, but all of a sudden, takes off a little bit, or, even just goes back and says how great of a venue this was and an experience.
Sure.
That's when you get the real fun in, because people want to go and play for you.
Absolutely. Musicians talk. As big of a world as this is, the artist circle's very small. So even after last year, man, I wish I could I wish people could experience what I got to experience, being backstage and talking to everybody. And there was this perfect moment where the moon set right in between the bridge. And it was beautiful. After the show, the headliners, Lark and Poe, they just hung around for hours and didn't want to leave. And they were talking, they were taking pictures with my kids. It was just such a vibe.
Yeah.
And you can tell when people have a good time at something because they don't want to leave. The company's so good. So what happened after that is we started to get calls almost a month after the MR from bands asking to play.
I love it.
From all across the country, man.
Wow.
People were calling us and saying, hey, this looked awesome. And then I think just having the legacy of the original festival too, and the stories and just that depth of history they can pull from, and seeing what we're trying to do in this sort of new day and age, I think that was kind of inspiring to people across the country, bands, and man, that's the type of festival I want to play. And so it was cool. I mean, booking the lineup was definitely difficult, and
I'm sure.
And as it is with booking music, but it was nice to be pursued. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Like, oh, I'd love to play that.
Well, and I mean, honestly, that's where you see the event really grow like the MRF
Sure.
did, because, I mean, people loved going and seeing Bob, and then, yeah, okay, I'll go play over there, or whatever,
Totally.
however their routing worked or whatever the situation was.
Yeah.
But it's, man, I love this because you're creating a community down there for artists and a safe place for artists, too, because I can only see in 5 years it's going to be a time when people go, hey, we have a new album we're working on. Why don't we go try this at MRF, because they love good music anyway, and we'll see how it goes, you know?
And one of the intents of this too, it's like I'm a transplant to Alton, and like I just immediately fell in love with this whole community. I feel so privileged to be a part of it in my own way, and be able to curate like cool music down at the riverfront along with Zach, my business partner.
Yeah, where is he today?
He is on tour. Yeah. So they're in Dallas, Texas right now.
That's fair then.
Shout out to the band Feel, by the way. They just they put out an EP today, which is awesome, called Into the Sun.
They're doing great, man.
Oh yeah.
They're doing great.
Those are our buddies. So, but like part of the, like, you know, like in a video game, you have like a side quest. Part of the side quest with this is like, I just want people, like artists, like we've booked, to just experience how dope Alton is.
Right.
You know, and so I'm hoping that, and they did last year. People come, they walk around, they go check out coffee shops, they go check out local shops, and just like, there's something peaceful about being here for a weekend and kind of like immersing yourself into like the river, the vibe, the culture. And so I think like this is the perfect venue to host
You hit on something, man, right? Really important, because we have this talk all the time about, you know, what's Alton's identity and everything. And I've always been one that says you can't be another city twice. You know, we obviously would love to have the vibe of Nashville, but there's already a Nashville. So why can't we just be Alton? And you're right. I think we overthink it sometimes, because, you know, you hit it on the head. We're a beautiful town that has great people and a really cool atmosphere. And let's just showcase that side of it off, because that's going to get people to want to keep coming back and having some more fun.
Things like the best things in my life, I don't know if this is true for you, but the best things in my life are this perfect balance of organized and organic.
Right.
You have to have planning, you have to have intentionality and some gusto, but it's just the people, man, who are just kind of doing it and breathe it and experience. And luckily there's a ton of that here. We don't need to like white knuckle that. Just let it be.
Right.
And then like the planning and the things we want to do, like this takes some real planning, but it's like after like the infrastructure's there, it's like, dude, let's just have fun. Like, let's just let's just do something really cool, and I think people will dig it.
Well, and that's why, you know, those towns grew, too. It wasn't just because they said, oh, look, here's Las Vegas. It's because everyone was having fun in Vegas in the 50s or the 30s or whatever they had, and it grew to this. And I can easily see that, especially with what you're doing here, because you're creating, with Zach and everybody else, this haven for people to go, man, we're going to Alton. Yeah, we're going to Alton once a year, and we're going to be out there having a good old time this weekend.
Totally, man. And, like, you know, the cool thing that we do down on the riverfront, I'm so proud of that, and that's like...
You should be.
Yeah, and it's awesome, and I love it. But what is more, maybe not more exciting, but equally as exciting to me is the ripple effect afterwards. Like, you know, the MRF happens once a year, and that's fun. It takes a lot of time, but then I've got 11 months out of the year where I've, you know, what else am I doing? And it's like, there's been lots of people that have moved to this town, maybe not directly because of the MRF or like what we're doing at Harbor or whatever, but just because musicians like are from outsiders starting to recognize like, oh, this is a really cool place to call home. Like the Feel Boys, this is their home now, you know, or some of them, I should say. But it's just like, man, I've got a great community of creatives here. I've got great resources. I got places to play, and I got an airport 30 minutes away. I can get
an
international
airport
exactly.
too.
It's a
huge.
Great place for musicians to call home, man. Or just creatives in general.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with Nick here. I just got to pay a quick bill, but check out the website if you have a chance. This is MississippiRiverFest.com, and we'll take you to the full kit and caboodle here. But just some of the folks that are going to be coming down the pipeline and playing for us, and just a couple of, man, it is wild to think that the end of June is going to be here before we know it. Hey, while I have you, let me fill you in on my friends at Village Dispensary. You know, if you want to feel happier than Snoop Dogg in a Trailer Park Boys episode, all you got to do is walk on in and see their staff. Their friendly staff will have you in and out faster than you can say up and smoke, and they'll make you feel better than Woody Harrelson at a hemp convention. If you want to see an inventory that makes Cheech and Chong blush and jealous, just go to VillageDispo.com. Locally owned, community rooted, Village Dispensary believes in all about quality. Check out Village Dispo or step inside, and don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I'm excited for that one. I'm more excited about the MRF. You didn't hear what I was saying because my microphone was off, but, you know, who needs evolution when you got MRF? You know what I'm saying?
They're good friends of ours.
Oh, are they?
Man.
Never mind. Never mind. We need them too.
Absolutely.
We need them too. And some special access for CJ because I love Lenny Kravitz. Anyway, back to Mississippi River Festival, June 27th and June 28th. Friday, Ben Rector is going to be the headliner.
Yes.
And now fill me in on him because I'm a little new to Ben.
Ben Rector's like having a moment, man. He's such a cool artist in the sense of just how he blends a lot of genres. It's not wild, you know, like off the rails either way, but first of all, it all starts with songwriting. Dude's an incredible songwriter. Mm-hmm. The musicianship is insane. His show's just so fun. Like, he did this EP, which I thought was so cool, called Old Friends, and he went back to his hometown, got his high school band back together, and recorded an EP.
That's awesome.
And, like, even the lyrics and how it intertwines, like, one of the lyrics is, like, I still remember my buddy's home phone number, and he, like, writes it into the song. So he's crushing, man. And like, I was hip to Ben back when I was in college, like 10 years ago. It was kind of like a millennial thing. But now he's kind of at this point where it's like, like older folks can get into it. My kids are into some of his music. It's just fun, feel good music that makes you want to dance.
And I just like the songwriting aspect to it too. You can always tell the difference between somebody who doesn't utilize, you know, songwriting, has that ghostwriter pays for it, or somebody that really invests in their own music. It's so cool.
Yeah, he's incredible. And like I said, I already said this, but the musicianship is insane. Just like how he's able to you know, like really get it. And but then also like the songs are so singable and approachable. So he's crushing it all across the country, and I believe he's got some new music coming out either this weekend or next.
Oh, cool!
So it's cool that like he's active. He's still doing incredible stuff, and I think right now is like a prime Ben Rector moment. You know,
that's awesome. And now, does it start off with the writers' round that night, or
it does?
Really cool.
Yeah. So that was, you know, part of the cool thing about the MRF, like I said, was just the showcase of artistry, from dance to comedy to symphonic music to rock and roll. It's just everything. And so the songwriting culture is maybe something that a lot of people don't get to experience, because it is kind of like a behind the curtains sort of thing. But I mean, you can if you're good, right, and you write great songs, you can make a living as a songwriter, which is cool, particularly in Nashville. It's kind of like the songwriting capital of the United States, right? And so there are, you walk down like Music Row in Nashville and jump into any one of these bars, and there's writers rounds happening all the time. And so a lot of like these amazing songs that like Alan Jackson cut, or fill in the blank, was written by someone else.
Right.
And so to hear that, so we're going to announce that lineup here pretty soon. I don't mind telling you some, but one of the dudes has a Morgan Wallen cut, which is really cool. There's some Cody Johnson cuts on there as well,
I love
which
that.
is cool. And then 2 St. Louis guys, Matt Jordan, who
he's really good.
Yeah, he bounces back and forth between St. Louis and Nashville, and is always writing there. And then my buddy Andrew Dahl, who's just an amazing songwriter, really prolific, kind of Jason Isbell-esque. Yeah, really
I've
cool.
heard of him a lot.
He plays all around town.
Well, and Matt Jordan, I believe, was at Grafton's Country Music Festival. If I do remember, I think I talked to him while he was down there.
Could be, man. He bounces.
He was
around
headlining
a
the
bit.
damn thing.
Yeah.
He was important.
He's real
that
cool.
day. I love it. Well, and I think this is such a cool thing because I don't think a lot of people truly understand the songwriting aspect of it. To see the folks there that are kind of the reasons behind why we're dancing in the car. I mean, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, and a lot of people think songwriting is this kind of like creativity in general is kind of this like ethereal thing that that people think it just strikes you and you got it. But man, it's such a discipline too. It's like you're showing up to the table, every day, sometimes 3 times a day, trying to write a song. It's like you may write 100 of them that are trash, but 2 of them have some legs.
Well, and it's not like TV where you have 30 minutes to get an audience to invest into you. You got like 10 seconds.
Totally. And it's like think about how many great songs have been written, in the past like 5 or 6 decades. I mean, now you got to try and come up with something new.
That's the scary part. I think that's what would freak me out because as somebody that's in my own head, I'd write something and go, man, that sounds like, I don't know, that kind of sounds like Evil Woman to me. That sounds like...
Or just comparison of like, man, that ain't as good as, she stopped loving him today.
Right.
You know what I mean?
See, that's totally true. And now what I think's so cool about this is you're bringing in all these different aspects of music. We got soul that's going to be taking place right after the writers round with Brian Owens. So, and then is Beth Bombera going to be with him?
No, they're separate.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian is this cool artist, man. He's been rocking in St. Louis and beyond for years, and him and his dad do some cool stuff together. But man, think like just like Marvin Gaye and Wilson Pickett and all these guys.
That's my type of music,
dude.
Yeah,
and he's so solid and just an amazing soul singer. And I'm excited for him to kind of. He hasn't done this soul band in a while. He's been doing a lot of kind of solo, more kind of hip hop, R&B type stuff. So getting back to like real American soul music for him is going to be real cool.
I always like that because you can really see somebody's range in their talents whenever they're in soul mode. You know what I'm saying? It's just so cool to see how they can pause that song or they can hold it for a few. It's just really cool to see the creativity coming out.
Yeah, and he's just electric on stage too, man.
Hell
just the dancing, the movement. It's real cool.
This is awesome. And then Beth Bombera is going to be on right after him.
Yeah, man, she's a great St. Louis artist who just does this cool Americana thing.
I like it.
And I've been hip to her songwriting now for a couple years, and so just being able to showcase kind of some regional talent, which is awesome, and she tours around a good bit, which is real cool.
One, I think just before we move on, it's so cool that you're bringing those regional ties, but even like the Nashville songwriters too. I mean, we're only 4 hours away, 4.5 from Nashville, and I think we forget sometimes that we're literally in the middle of the country and are easily accessible. So it's really cool to see the actual regional tie-in too, and that I guess Midwestern tie-in too.
Yeah. Like I said, for as big as the music industry, it's as small, and it's like, I'm pretty much in Nashville once a month at this point.
Are you really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And it's not because I like necessarily want to be. I love going there, but it's just like for what I'm doing, musically or songwriting or recording, it's like, man, there's this whole kind of community, for lack of better terms, that it's like it's cool to be connected with those people. And then like I have a lot of Nashville cats come up to my studio to record too as well. And you're right, it's like get up at 5 a.m, I'm down there by 9:30, sessions at 10, we're good to go, and it's real cool.
Well, and then Alan Stone's going to be coming on the stage right after Beth leaves it. Now, what's he type of play?
Same thing.
Cool.
Just soul music, man. And
I love this
dude's voice is incredible, and he's so creative too. Like his social media is so fun to me. It's just like it's very thoughtful. It's very curated. It's a real thing. And man, if y'all get a chance, one, just check out his music. It's it's electric. But then some of the bills that he's played on and stages he's performed at and who he's collaborated with, it's
right?
Like, musicians know. And yeah, I'm pumped for Alan Stone.
And then Wilder Woods will be on right before Ben closes out the Friday night show.
Yeah, so Wilder Woods is Bear Reinhardt. He is the lead singer of Need to Breathe.
Okay, yeah.
So he started the solo project probably 4 or 5 years ago, where it's just him and this cool backing band. And so like rock and roll, roots music, soul. He just put out a new record called, I think it's called Curiosito. Sorry, I'm gonna butcher that. The record is insanely cool.
That's awesome, man.
And he did these house sessions where he kind of performed them in a more stripped manner and just really showcasing the voice and the musicianship. But yeah, so I love Need to Breathe. And then, to have Bear, he's kind of like a legend. Probably one of the best voices in this day and age. I mean, like truly a vocalist.
I like that.
Yeah, man.
Especially in the world of computers and tunes and all of that stuff. Or I just think it's so cool to hear someone's raw emotion and their real voice too.
Yeah, you feel every note, man.
Hell yeah.
It's incredible.
I was just watching the other day. They started taking out all of Elvis's instrumental whenever he's old.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's wild to hear him like on the stage in 77 a cappella, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
And think about all that too, man. It's before auto-tune. It's before editing.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's one take.
Right,
and if you screw up, you can't go. You can go back and punch it, but it's like they're trying to get full performances on a piece of analog.
Right.
And it's like
it was so cool though. I'm like, how does this guy do this all drugged up? I mean, like not being funny, but not knowing where you are and being able to just to find it is so cool. And that's why I like the vibe of this, because it's real music. It's not this. I mean, it's obviously a show, and that's great, but it's really about loving your own music too.
Attentionality to craft and like true performers is like what we're thinking about all the time, man. Like I don't want anything that's fake, because the MRF's not fake,
right? And the audience knows.
Totally. And there's spots for that, and that stuff's cool. Like I can dig and appreciate it, but like I just want to be blown away every show, and so I feel we accomplished that with this lineup.
Oh, you guys totally did it. Now on Saturday, Riley Holtz and the Lost Cause starts the day off.
Yeah, Riley is he kind of. It's kind of funny if you ask him like, what sort of music do you play? He'll tell you, I don't know, but it's just country, soul, rock and roll, man.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Riley, I first got hip to Riley. He did his album release show 2 years ago at Old Rock House, which is like a 500-600 person venue, and he sold it out. His first release ever. and his band was banging. There was horns, there was B3 organ, everything. And I'm sitting in the back of the venue going, oh my gosh, this dude's on his way.
Yeah.
And he's so active. He plays like 3 or 4 times a week, doing cover gigs, doing original gigs. He's recording all the time. So just somebody that that Zach and I just wanted to like champion. Like, this dude needs to be heard.
I like this, man.
It was great. It was great.
I just saw the Rock House in your first album release. It's pretty damn impressive.
It honestly, it was inspiring. It was oh man, okay, like this, people still have a shot, at making a living playing music.
You're right, man. Oh man, we could have a whole nother show on that just alone. And Zach Pearson follows him.
Yeah. So Zach is such a cool thing. Actually, quick story about him. I went to Austin, Texas in 2018. I was just I'd never really spent much time in Austin. I saw him play at a bar down there, and I was like, this dude is like Jimi Hendrix 2.0. I mean, he was just so soulful and like the perfect amount of like unrefined guitar playing, but just was so much
cool
weight behind it. And so I've just like kind of followed him, for the past few years, and he's just playing bigger and bigger venues. He's opened up for Blackberry Smoke a few times, which is real cool. And so he's doing this cool duo thing, kind of like White Stripes or like that Royal Blood Band, if you're hip to them, but like just this like real kind of heavy rock and roll thing as a duo, which is awesome. Just him and a drummer. It's
no
so
kidding.
Cool. Yeah,
that would be really fun.
It is, man.
Oh hell yeah! And then Cassie Ashton.
Yes, Cassie's from just a few hours away in California, Missouri. My band actually opened up for Cassie 3 years ago at the Rose Music Hall in Columbia.
Okay.
And she sold probably 500-600 tickets, which was real cool. But my whole band, and like, musicians are kind of like, we're all naturally critical. Like we're all.
Oh God,
everyone's cool guys. Like, oh, check us out. But dude, all 6 of us were standing there. I wish someone would take a picture. I bet our jaws were on the floor because we're watching her perform. We're like, she's gonna be a superstar.
So you just knew watching her.
We were just mesmerized with just her attitude. Her new record, From the Dirt, is insanely good. Like, please do yourself a favor and listen to that record. And then she's doing stuff with like Lainey Wilson now, which is huge.
God,
so again, kind of like I said, that trajectory is real important. So
you just kind of see it on her when she's out there. Some people just have that, you know. It's so cool.
And I think particularly not to put people in camps or anything, but like particularly in the 90s, man, like women in country music in the 90s had like a thing.
Right.
Like they were the queens, man, and I think that's actually happening right now.
I do too, especially with like Lainey and all that.
Lainey and Marin and Ashley McBride and Cassie. There's like this powerhouse of female country artists right now.
Well, and it's like they know it too, and they want this to really be the wave. I mean, you can see them and just how they're networking and they're working just on projects. It's really cool.
They're having a moment. This is what it is, you know.
And then you got Jeremy Albino that's going to be right afterwards.
Yeah, he's a Canadian cat who kind of spends a lot of time in Texas, and I saw like the first thing we do whenever we're curating a lineup is we'll go and watch live performances, just even if it's just like crappy YouTube quality performance, and we're just like sitting there saying, okay, how does this translate to what we're doing? Saw this dude on a YouTube video, and we're like, that is awesome. And it was like this guy needs to be on our stage. So
do you have like a set criteria, or is it all just how you feel when you're observing and you're watching, you know, film, or you're there in person?
Like for the lineup as a whole, or individual bands? Just individual
bands, and it could be for the whole lineup too. Like, is there any like actual set rubric you have in your mind, or is it just like, you know what? Yes. No.
I think maybe like internally without thinking about it, I probably do. But if I were to describe it, I'd say no. You just have to have that thing.
Yeah.
And it's like something you can't put a finger on, but you know it when you see it.
That's why I think production and promotion and all that is such a specialty, because I mean, no one can give you the formula for a perfect show or that perfect act. It's literally on your gut and heart and your mind a little bit.
Intuition and instinct. It's this, again, it's that balance of like knowing, oh, people are going to dig this, even if you've never heard it. But then also like you got to book bands that people are going to come to see, because I got to sell tickets down there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then like even, you know, we were trying to kind of do like on Saturday nights, kind of this Southern rock, country, Americana. And then on Friday night, it's kind of this indie, R&B, soul, pop sort of thing. So kind of having, you know, a little bit of framework when we're thinking about the 2 days.
I love it. I mean, it really is cool. Nikki Lane will be on right after Jeremy.
Yeah,
kind of the same.
Yeah, she's like the queen of outlaw country.
No way.
Oh, dude,
that's cool.
So cool. So Western. So much attitude. She's in Nashville now, but she spent a lot of time out in LA and Texas, and she put out this record called Highway Queen. And it's like you watch that and you're just like, I just want to go rob a bank. But it just like transports you somewhere new, and man, she's so damn cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Fill me in on Brent Cobb.
Brent Cobb, like prolific songwriter. He's written probably a lot of songs that people would know, but as a solo artist, man, just this cool, swampy, southern like country music, but also kind of tilts its way into southern rock a little bit too. And so he's worked with Blackberry Smoke before. He's actually the cousin of a very legendary producer named Dave Cobb, who's produced like Stapleton's records.
Yeah,
and things like
I've
that.
heard of the name for sure.
Totally. And just an absolute stud. Yeah,
man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors are going to be the co-headliner, or just do you have a co-head, or is it just one headliner?
So we'd call it like direct support.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's interesting.
So Drew Holcomb and his wife Ellie too, right? They're just like Nashville legends. They're kind of they did a lot of touring with with Need to Breathe, with Ben Rector, with Judah and the Lion, if you're hip to that band. Yeah, and they're just like, they're kind of everybody's friends, and just again, fun Americana music, and songwriting, craftsmanship, musicianship, like, all top notch.
Well, and then of course the Saturday wraps up with Blackberry Smoke, which is just, it's gonna be friggin' awesome. For folks though that don't really have an understanding, what can they expect when they go and see them headline this night?
Totally. Obviously there was a huge Southern rock thing in the 70s, right? Like you had Skinner, you had Marshall Tucker, you had just this powerhouse bands. Southern rock has been something in the modern age that's kind of like undefined because country music got so expansive.
Right.
It was like, well, what is it now? Man, if you could paint a picture of what perfect Southern rock music is, I'd say go listen to Blackberry Smoke. And the cool thing about that is they're so dynamic in the sense of like they will fit perfectly on like a country bill. They'll also fit perfectly on like a hard rock bill as well too. Charlie Starr, their frontman, is like one of the most prolific guitar players ever and so respected amongst people. Like Billy Gibbons has given, Charlie compliments on his guitar playing. They've been a band for like almost 25 years. I got real hip to them in 2012, 2013 with their Whippoorwill record. And it was just this perfect balance of like in your face riffs with like this tender songwriting, and then his vocals are just soaring above all of it. We got a chance to tour with them a few years back, and so we got to hang out with their camp. And they were, when you're like an opening band, man, you're kind of like, you're like a lost dog.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And they were like the sweetest dudes, and it was with the Feel guys, and they were like just so gentle and just welcomed all of us in. And I was like, man, the humanity and like the cool nature, and I could just tell there's a love of music and just sharing industry things and how to survive on the road. So it's cool to see the personification of these kind of legends in our mind, and they've been selling out amphitheaters for decades, so I'm pumped to have them.
Well, it's really cool to hear that. It's like, in wrestling too, like when you go out and have a match and you're the new guy in the locker room, it's like, holy crap, and you have a couple of those moments where you get the guys that work the road for 30 years and were on TV that still love it. Totally. And it's so cool to talk with somebody that's been there, that actually loves the ins and outs of every aspect of it, not just being on stage.
Absolutely. And they've built such a cool, like, hardcore fan base of people. You're not gonna hear a Blackberry Smoke song on the radio, but man, that doesn't matter because they're bringing 6,000 people out to an amphitheater in St. Augustine, Florida. Like there's a movement, and it's so cool that music's still alive. Not just for like 60, 70, 80-year-olds, like 20-year-olds are hip to this too. Man.
Right.
It's so cool.
I love it. Well, and tickets for this are great. I mean, whether or not you want to go for 2 days or one, I'm looking at VIP tickets, which include that VIP tent. You got lounge seating, private restrooms, cooling stations. And then what's this audio visual system that you're talking about?
We just don't want anyone to miss a moment of the show. So the VIP tent will be kind of off to the side of the stage. So we're going to pipe in a sound system there and video wall in there.
Oh, as well, cool.
Too. Yeah. So that way, like, if you go to get a drink, go to the bathroom, you ain't gonna miss a moment on stage.
I freaking love this. And then extra cooling stations are so much more. You can get tickets for 1 day at $75 or get them for both for $140. That's really affordable.
Yeah, that it's a balance with this stuff too. And I know, everyone complains about everything. People are talking about ticket prices. It's like
right.
you're seeing incredible bands for a very reasonable price if you want to break it down per band, right? Yeah. But live music is not cheap. It takes a lot to put this stuff on, and our intent, Zach and I's intent, is to do everything with excellence. And so down to the production, down to the food we're curating for all these spaces too. Like we want the user experience to really know there's a lot of care within this. And so, but at the same time, I want, anybody who wants to come see the show for the price to be kind of in that sweet spot of affordability, to where it's like, okay, this is a reasonable Friday or Saturday night out, or both nights if you're feeling froggy.
Well, and man, just on the production side of it too, you don't want to lessen the value of what you're bringing to the table either. So it's really, you are finding that mix where it's, if you're wanting to do this, it's going to be kind of an experience. You aren't going, okay, well, I have $20. Let's go down there and check it out. It's, hey, we're going to go do this and let's have some fun.
Yeah, it is. It's some of it is like perceived value or creating the value. And, I mean, a lot of people it's kind of a hot button topic right now about ticket prices with, just across the country.
Everywhere, yeah.
You go and see Zach Bryan, at the Enterprise Center. It's $350
Yeah, they also have a Rocket mortgage line so you can refinance your house.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. And
Right.
like there's a part of me that understands it because it's like Zach Bryan's probably $4 million to book. They gotta pay that back somehow, right? Or make that money back. We're not quite at that level. But bringing in some of these bands, it's not cheap.
No.
It's a lot to do, and so we want to like keep this going, year after year after year, and so this was we're happy with what
You're
we're
doing
able
a
to
great
do.
job
Thank
with
you,
it, man, because
Yeah.
it's one of those two where we have to also invest in our own entertainment as consumers,
Sure.
because you can put on the greatest show in the world, but if we aren't willing to realize what this is and
Yeah.
kind of the processes of it, it's not going to be here. So
Yeah.
I love the way you're doing this. It really ties it all, in for us to really incentivize this and go out and be a part of
Yeah,
it.
man.
You can get tickets by going to MississippiRiverfest.com. Here's the website. There's a little button right here that says tickets. Click on it. It'll take you to Tixer.com, and you can scroll down and you can get those VIP or general admission seats, and we'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. I am beyond time, but Nick, always great talking to you,
Absolutely, man. Thank
If you
you
want
for
to come
doing
on
this.
before the show again,
Yeah.
come on and fill us in on how everything's looking pre-production.
We'll get Zachary here next time, and it'll be even louder and longer.
Hey, we're out of time. Y'all have a good weekend. I'll see you over there at Max tomorrow for their Kentucky Derby party, and we're going to have some fun there. And if you see me, no, you didn't, if you know what I'm saying. I'll see you back here live at 9 on Monday. Until then, try your best to stay out of jail.
Oh, yes, he did.